The next time you need a haircut, think of the barbershop with a grand tradition. Williams Barbershop. Williams Barbershop, proud to serve the entire community of Eufaula. Come by to our new location, new facilities, and see what it's like to be treated in style at Williams Barbershop in the old J.C. Penney catalog store. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama, with one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith, licensed funeral director.
You watching Gumbo live. We're here back at the bread basket. I'm back at home, and I have some very, very special guests with me today. We're going to talk about a very, very special subject. Subject that is should be concerning all of us. All of us should be concerned about what we are going to talk about today. And I have some of the sharpest minds that I can find here in Eufaula to address the issue. Not only do they have a sharp mind, but they have the right heart. So Dr. Ware is here. Dr. Ware is from Narrowway Christian Fellowship. Is that correct, Dr. Ware?
Clayton.
From Clayton?
Yeah.
All right. And the building is actually in Clayton, but Dr. Ware works all over Bible County. Am I right to say that?
True that.
And I have next to him is Gary Flemings. I think all of us know Gary Flemings. And him and his wife are the founders, CEOs, and everything of Eagle Rest Ministry.
Right.
So we'll talk a little bit about their ministry, and then we'll get on down to what we're here for. So Dr. Ware, I want you just remind our audience of who you are and tell us a little bit about your ministry.
Well, I'm was born in Henry County 73 years ago.
73. All right.
Just celebrated birthday. Praise God for that. My dad moved us from Henry County to Barber County. I guess I was about 7 years old. But we didn't live in this area very long, maybe about 4 or 5 years, and then moved out to Ohio. My dad moved us to Akron, Ohio, the rubber city.
All right.
Firestone, BF Goodrich, all them tire manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished school there from the 8th grade to the 12th. We finished school there, played some basketball.
All right.
Played a little football.
All right.
Ran a little track, matter of fact.
All right.
Like a three-letter man.
All right.
Finished school there, but immediately I went to New Jersey.
Okay. All right.
And I spent I think from about 45 to 50 years.
Okay. Dr. Ware, let me tell you what I do sometime on my program. I don't want you to think I'm rude.
Go ahead.
Sometimes you'll say something and I want you, I jump in there to get you to elaborate. So your roots are here.
Well, basically,
okay.
Like I said, I didn't know very much about Alabama until I returned about almost 11 years ago.
No, okay, 11 years ago.
Yeah, about 11 years ago I retired, from the waterfront. Did 26 years of ministry.
Okay.
The Narrowway is we just changed vineyards.
I'm sorry.
We brought it down and transplanted the ministry.
Okay.
Have sons and daughters in ministry up there, pastors, like 4 or 5 pastors.
Okay.
In New Jersey.
Okay.
All my children, basically, spiritual children is there.
Okay.
But I wanted to come home.
All right.
And the Lord kind of led me this way.
Something special about going home.
Yeah, I never cared for the North that much. All that snow, man, you don't never have to snow for me no more.
I hear you. There's a lot of people going to Louisiana. But look, I want you, this is an old football coach.
Okay.
And an old professional football player.
I got you.
All right. So Gary, tell our audience, just remind them who you are. They've seen you with us together several times, but just remind them who you are.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your ministry.
Okay, I grew up in Henry County as well, just a little behind Brother Ware, and played football and basketball and all the sports in Abbeville, and was fortunate enough to go to Stanford University, play football there, and had the opportunity of being drafted by the Baltimore Colts, which a lot of people don't remember, the Baltimore Colts, but anyway, that was a thrill and an opportunity, and through that I blew my knee out and came back home, and it was a year of integration and consolidation of all the black and white schools, and I was driving a tractor picking peanuts down on the river flats in Alabama, and my dad, who was then the tax assessor of Henry County, drove out from Abbeville, and I won't tell you what he told me, but basically he said if you'd get off that tractor and go out to town, then you might get a little teaching job. Now, I did not have a certificate to teach. I just had a college degree in diploma, and so I did what my dad told me, and went out and wound up teaching at a elementary school, and my high school coach was the principal, and he asked me to come over and help them in football after school. And so I did that year, and I helped in football and basketball, and the next year the football coach left, and the basketball coach, who was David Barnes, looked at me one day, and he said, he took football, and he said, Gary, if you don't go back to Baltimore, in which I'd signed another contract, he said, I want you to be my head basketball coach. And I said, say what? He said, I want you to be my head basketball coach. And I said, David, do you remember what you told me when I was playing for you? And he said, no. And I said, well, you told me not to dribble the ball and not to pass the ball, but put it up on the board and maybe it'll go in. And I said, you want me to be your head basketball coach? And he said, I do. And these was his words. They still ring in my ears, and I never forget what he said. He said, I do want you to be the head basketball coach, and I will help you. Well, the rest of it's history.
Okay.
That team won the state championship, won 30 games and lost 3. I went to Montevallo several years after that. We won back-to-back state championships in basketball.
Okay.
And in fact, I never have coached as a varsity basketball coach and not won a state championship.
All right. Look, let's do this here to get the most out of our little dime. We're up against the clock today.
Okay. Go ahead.
Not. Tell us a little bit about Eagle Rest.
Okay.
Tell us how Eagle Rest was birthed.
Well, back in '98, in the '90s, I had a painting business, and of course I'd been in ministry and coaching and working with young people all those years, and I wound up with a painting business, and I was making a good living, but I was not really satisfied inwardly, and I have always had a desire to have something for young people and to help the family. And so we organized Eagles Rest Ministries back in '98, went to North Alabama and had a father-son retreat ministry, and through process of time, we had some success, but it didn't get off the ground.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this here. I'm gonna tell our audience why we're here. All three of us have one thing in common, and that is the fact we're concerned about our youth.
Yes.
You understand? And because we talk about it all the time. And hopefully before we leave this table, we come up with something. We are not the only ones talking about it. I was so happy when I read about what's going on in Geneva, and I was telling Dr. Ware that we need to ride up there one day and talk to the folks down there.
Sal.
Yeah, and talk to the folks. But listen, I'm gonna start with you, Dr. Ware, and then I'm coming to you, Coach. What is the number one problem with our youth today? Today, I'm talking about today's youth, and I wanna talk about the youth and you followers. All three of us are here and you follow. Well, what's the number one problem as you see it, with you follow youth?
Well, when you mentioned the number one problem, I thought about a message that I preached on one occasion. The problem with children are parents. I don't think the parents liked it that much, but when we really look at it, really fine tune the situation, we see that God, from the very beginning, said that we are to train up our children in the way they should go. So I think I heard you talk just before we came on that we have a responsibility.
Yeah.
In other words, the children are on loan. They're not ours.
All right.
They are just loaned to us.
Okay.
Because they grow up and they leave.
Okay.
And that's what they're supposed to do.
I'm gonna come back to you, and I'm gonna rephrase my question when I come back.
All right.
But I'm gonna ask you the same question. The number one, and that's a good answer. And I'm coming back to you. The number one problem, as you see it, with our youth, you follow,
is the family. The family, and especially the man, the one who is the daddy of the children, has left his post. And manhood is in a state of confusion because they're running, they have no definition. They have no, and through the evolution of the thing that's happened in America, they have gone from their place of responsibility to trying to find their identity.
okay? I'm gonna rephrase the question based on what both of you had just said. I'm not gonna ask what's wrong with today's youth, all right? What's wrong with today's parents? What number? Start with you again, Dr. Ware.
Well, I heard what
You opened this door.
I
What's
heard
wrong?
what brother said, and he really, he kind of hit the nail on the head. Because see, from the beginning, you had Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, you had Adam. God only made one man. When he made Eve, he went to Adam's side. He never went back to the earth to make make the woman. He made the woman from the rib of the man. So the woman came from the man, but ever since then, men been coming out of women. So you got to catch that. But what it is, he said it. He said the male, really the responsibility is the male. Now, many years I've heard that the man is the head of the house, but not really. The man is the foundation of the house. Because, and when he said about the man is out of his place, when your foundation is not stable, then the family is going to fall apart.
Right.
Because the man is the support. He's the one that really God put within him. Our Creator put within the male, not so much the female, because she's the helper.
Right.
She helped him do his job. But if he's not on his job, she don't have anything to help him with. So man, the male, is really out of place, especially when it comes to men of color. Naturally, we got a problem with, as we take it back even to slavery. So when we came into this country, our families were destroyed.
Yeah, that was,
Okay, the men was taken out of the equation. So naturally, what has happened, we have not really regained our footing, our grounding. Okay, so we don't know who we are.
Okay.
I heard him say that too. Man is looking for his identity.
Okay, now let's help him. Let's help
We
him.
need to help him.
Let's help him. What do we do? I'm going to say you're in agreement with Dr. Ware, as I am. So we're in agreement. There's no disagreement here. I'm asking you, then I'm coming back to you, Dr. Ware. What do we do? How do we help man? We cannot do anything for our youth until we get the foundation.
Right.
All right?
Well-
now, when you're talking construction, you got the levels and all that other stuff to find out that the foundation is off. So how do we help the families? How do we get men back being the foundation?
well, we don't speak the language of men, unfortunately, and we've had we try to feminize our boys and our men are feminized because of passivity. And there's two roles, two ways a man can go. Either he can go to the passive route, which that's what Adam did, or he can go to the a dominating route, and neither one of them neither one of them are right.
Okay.
And so what's happened is manhood is in a state of confusion because of the culture and the Industrial Revolution. Men go off to war. Men are called for adventure, to take risk, and we have sort of colonized them into a building called a church, and we have put them under that, either that place they'll go passive or they'll go dominant, and that dominant is wrong, and that's where you get all the abuse, the rapes and the crimes, the murders. They're done by men primarily.
Let's do this. Let's say this. Let's say this, because I see how it's going. And this is something that we can't just do today.
No.
So y'all have to make a commitment to come back to Gumbo Live. And we can do part 2, part 3, however many parts we need. Because I want to focus on something. When you're off course, when somebody's off course, they don't know they're off course. So they continue doing things the way they do it. How can we awaken man to let them know that? You agree that they're off course?
Of course.
How can we awaken man to let them know that they are off course?
Well, the scriptures stated that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So we know knowledge is definitely is one of the main issues. Men, like we said, men don't know who they are.
Right.
They need to be educated in who they are. Because see, men of us, until we found Christ, and I believe that's really the way to go, is to go back to God. Because when you are confused and really don't know which way to go back to your source. And our source is our Creator.
Jesus.
Ain't no need of me asking this man, asking that man who I am, because he don't know who he is mainly.
Yeah.
But God knows who we are, because we were made in His image and in His likeness. Okay? So now what happened is that when Adam sinned, it separated. Man fell. We are living in a fallen world.
That's right.
So man fell from his spirituality to, well,
look. Tell me this then. Tell me this. How are we going to educate? What vehicle do we have? You said this, and it bothered me. You said we put them together in a place called a church. You understand?
I said in a building.
In a building, the building called a church. And I get a little negative vibe from that. All right. So this is what I want to know. What vehicle do we have to use to educate? We got to educate
other men and the Word of God, because Jesus Christ, as Brother Ware has said, is our example. And Jesus Christ had a work to do, a will to obey, and a woman to love. And so He had a purpose. And so we have to instill into our young boys that, hey, your work to do is to be a servant, and to be the leader.
I agree.
And to be the head.
I agree with you. But Dr. Ware, I know we got to put the Word of God in there. I understand that. But what my question to y'all brilliant-minded men, what vehicle? What are we going to do? How are we going to go about doing that? We need a vehicle.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example myself. I couldn't escape the Word of God because I got it at home, and I had to go to church. I had to go to this building they call church. Had to go. I didn't have no option. You follow what I'm saying? So the church and home was the vehicle that was used. You follow what I'm saying? For me.
Well, that's where you got to.
So what vehicle do we use today?
You got to go back to the home. You got to go back to the family, and for the man to take responsibility. It's not how much beer he can drink, how many women he can have, how much weight he can lift, how fast he can run, how many home runs he can hit. And that's what we have. We have that as the identity based on, okay, we applaud those guys,
Sure.
and that's the heroes. And so we have to turn our focus upon the home, and
How do we get in the home?
and teaching men of their
I agree.
responsibility. Now, I don't know about this generation, the older guys, but we have to start somewhere. And so I think we have to start at as young as we possibly can in training young boys that, hey, it's their work to do supersedes any kind of physical relationship, any type of athletic accomplishments. It may be wrapped up in that, but their identity is wrapped up in Jesus Christ.
Let me say this to you, to both of you. I hear what you say, and you're saying textbook answers, right answers. You understand what I'm saying? In school, you get an A for that. But the reality is, how do we get in the home to teach them this?
Well,
And do we bypass a generation to get the young generation, like you said? Talk to me, Dr.
You
Webb.
got to reach them. You can reach them as young as 4 years old. They really need to come to know Christ, with know God. Okay, now basically, people don't care how much you know, as long as they know how much you care.
Love them.
We have to. That's key. We have to love people. Love, joy. Jesus said, through love and kindness.
Yeah.
God said, through love and kindness have I drawn you. So we got to love them, care about them, show our concern, gain their trust, gain their confidence. Once you gain that trust and that confidence, even the younger men, even older men, they'll listen to you. Because this is really the problem. People are not listening. If a person listens and we're able to get the truth in them, you shall know the truth. Truth shall make you free. You see, so eventually we need the Word of God, because this is the guide route.
Okay.
This is the rule for all of us.
So the vehicle we use,
Reaching out.
reach out.
You got to reach out.
The old tried and true way. Is that right?
Got to go after some way. Got to
Well,
got to find a common ground to meet.
You got to, and both y'all agree that love is the key.
Love is
You
key.
got to let them know that you love them. So how do we go about letting them know that we love them?
Affirmation, spend time with them,
Time.
activities with them, quality time.
Job.
And a big thing, and I think I hear what you're saying and what you're asking us, but I'll tell you, this is one thing that we can do, is take the rap music out of the ears and replace it with Christian. And a guy named Dwayne Rembert in Montgomery, Alabama, is a black guy. He is called the Billy Graham, a black Billy Graham. And he is cruising. And he has a ministry called Flatline Ministries. We're going to bring him here. And what they're doing is he's going into high schools, elementary schools, middle schools, and he is telling them the truth.
Right.
And so we have to support people like that who are willing to be on the cutting edge of what needs to be said to our youth. And if we don't start reaching them, I mean, we're going to have more chaos than we know what to do.
Now listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. All right? I hear you. Let me tell you what trouble I have. All I can do is go back to what my growing up. Okay? I didn't need nobody to come from another community to tell me what was right and wrong. Because I had somebody right there in the community.
In-house.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
We ought to have somebody here that's just as good as whatever fella you talking about.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying? Look. If we got to we got to bring somebody else in to give us credibility, that don't say very much for us.
no, I'm not saying
Am I right
that.
or wrong?
No, I'm not saying that at all, LC.
Okay, tell me what you're saying.
Is that we have to use every available source that we can get.
I agree.
I mean, we're in a 911 emergency. And if you're in a wreck going down to Dothan, and you're from Eufaula, and about 5 miles out of Dothan you have a heart attack, or you have a wreck, or something happens to you, you're not going to say, take me back to Eufaula,
No.
because that's where I'm from.
No, that's right.
And the same thing is, you got people outside, and there are people here who can also help too.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying that there are other people that we can call on to help us, and that's what has to happen. We have to be willing to learn
Oh, I agree.
from what other people are doing.
Okay, now let's back up. Let's back up. 'Cause I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you. But I think we ought to be able to mobilize here, and then we as an army bring the general in. Go ahead.
Well,
sir.
see, what we have to look at is that, you know, people, I understand what Pastor's saying, but people have a free will, okay? They have a free will. Everybody's not going to be saved. People go into hell every hour, okay? So you're not going to save all of them, but the thing about it is giving man the opportunity, you know, giving him the bridge that he needs. And I heard you name some things, but you know what? Jobs help, because the reason why I know that is because I make jobs myself.
That's right.
And I'm able to contact and spend time with guys, you know, that needs jobs.
Right.
So all of these things come into play.
Right.
Okay, we need activity. We need to spend time with them, especially the younger kids. They don't have a young. They're not teenagers no more. They don't play anymore. Children don't play. They don't have any place to play. We need a place where they can shoot hoops, and where we can shoot shoot hoops. I can shoot a few. I got a little bit left myself.
But, okay, now that's where I was going, because you remember I said when we first started Gumbo Live, you're watching Gumbo Live. When we first started Gumbo Live, I said that before we got up on this table, we was going to try to come up with some kind of solutions. You understand what I'm saying? Look. Let's capitalize on this. Let's capitalize on the fact of the folks that like to play ball. You understand what I'm saying? You still got some coaching left in you, ain't you? Mm-hmm. Dr. Wells said he still got some ball in him.
I could run him with that, but I'm going to sit down when I get back.
I think I got some.
Not be able to walk tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I got something left in me.
All right.
You understand what I'm
But
saying?
just hang it out.
You know, let me say what I said. Last week I was talking to this young man, and I asked this young man, what it was, 22 years old, Mom? Young man was 22 years old. And I said, what is there to do in Eufaula for a 22-year-old? You know what he said? Just go to the club. He said that's all they got.
No good.
And when you look around, see, if we are going to take that music out of their ear,
Got to put something in.
got to put something else in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And because they have choice, like what Dr. Raff said, we got to put them somewhere in a situation where they hear this other music and have a desire to take it out. We ain't gonna be able to take it out ourselves.
No, you can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to put them in a situation, and there's nowhere. You know what we talked about? I talked to that young man about chess. I said, you like playing video games to stimulate your mind? He said, yes. I can't think of a better way to stimulate your mind than chess. We got a chess master here in Eufaula. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where are we going to go for to play chess? You know, checkers, dominoes, all these type of things kept us busy. And you know how we learned these things? From the elderly folks.
Elders, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You sit down there. You know, one of the things they're talking about now, Coach, is the technique of tackling. You know, they trying to change the helmets and everything because of the concussions. Can't you go out there and talk to them young boys, tell them about tackling? You follow what I'm saying? I mean, even let's say I ain't talking about the high school. I'm talking about the recreation level. Yeah. You know, we learned a lot of things. They had football, basketball, baseball, track, jump rope, dominoes, all these things. You see what I'm saying? Boxing. And you know who was doing these things through the recreation department? Your city leaders. Some of our most talented athletes was policemen. So we didn't have a negative attitude toward the police in our community. It's because when they came and they pulled a call, the next thing we for them to do is take their belt off and come play ball.
Exactly.
You follow what I'm saying?
Got to create that environment.
Yeah, and that's the word. We got to create
Yeah.
that environment. We as adults, we already agreed
Leaders,
that the
role
problem, that the problem is adults, and so we got to come to the table first.
First, structure.
Would you agree?
Yeah, they have to have the role models.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're saying. Where you grew up, you had role models.
Sure.
Yes.
And we have to be role models, and they have to be people that, if we're going to, people have to take a risk. They got to step out of the comfort zone and out of the convenient lifestyle that a lot of people have in America and you follow, and be willing to invest in our young people. And that means time, that means money, that means resources, that means everything they got. And that's what's happened, is that people have segregated into buildings that they call a church, and they have their own little navel-gazing club that nobody else can penetrate and come in, and Towers of Babel. And so the kids, this is a hidden generation of power. If we tap into letting this generation know that they're loved, they're appreciated, they're affirmed, and we gain their trust. I go to the football chapel every 2 days a week. You know what those boys do to me? They don't shake my hand. They come up and hug me. They give me a fist pump, but they also give me a hug. And they trust me, they love me, and I love them.
But that trust and that love will never take place if we don't, I think somebody said, take a risk. So it still come back to us putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about before the three-point shot was popular. We had a police who would shoot three-point. I mean, he would shoot that ball from the parking lot. But every time he shot, you know what he said? Jesus loved you.
Yeah.
Jesus loved you. So he was sneaking that in on us.
Word.
And we didn't even know.
Well, the point,
you
see, the point that all of us are saying is that it is a partnership.
It is.
It's not you, me, David, a Baptist church, a Presbyterian church, or the school system. It's not. It's a partnership that we all have to have, and it's not a competitive game that we're playing. It is a cooperative effort that we're all working together with the city, with the schools, with the churches, and we all are saying, "Hey, you can do this. You can do this. All right, we're gonna give that to you and let you gather the people around you that know and love, that have that passion. Maybe shoot three-pointers, maybe play chess, but it's a cooperative effort that we have to have, and a partnership."
Okay. You know what? If you don't mind me saying,
go ahead.
While he was talking, you know what? I got a vision of, like when there's a tornado or a hurricane, and it just rips up our area, our neighborhood. You got a collective effort. Everybody comes and joins in to help put things back together. We have a crisis among our youth. Like he said, with the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. That we need to go back to that cooperative effort.
Now you know why you're on Gumbo Live. Right. Now you know why you're on Gumbo Live. Now you know why I called. Because that coalition has to start somewhere. And I would love for Gumbo Live to take the first step. And I'm praying, and Gary, you know, and Dr. Well, you know too, but not as much as Gary, since I've been here. That has been my cry.
Yeah.
My cry has been unity. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And now that we realize that we are 911, now that we know that there's a disaster, the tornado has come through.
Storm hit already.
You see, and so because of the situation we're in, that has taken down all of the stuff that's keeping us apart. And now it's for us, you know, and I'm praying that today, and I ask y'all to commit to come back again, and to come back again, and to come back again, with the understanding that we're not gonna just come on Gumbo Live and talk. We're gonna come back on Gumbo Live and give them reports about what we have accomplished.
Well, I had a defining moment back in January. I was invited to go back to Montevallo and join the two teams that won back-to-back state championships. And I walked into the hospitality room. There was players, well, they were guys, older men. I mean, they were about in their 50s. And the cheerleaders were there, and the girl who was the head cheerleader, her dad was the principal of the school. And I walk over to say hello to her, and she didn't say the first thing when she spoke to me, but the first thing she out of her mouth was, "Coach Fleming, thank you for having those Bible studies in your home while you was coaching here. They have carried me through my life."
Sure. Sure.
She's in her 50s, retired, 35-year career elementary school principal. And she spoke to me that, and that woke me up.
Okay.
Amen.
To see that, hey, some things I try to do, it's like beating your head against a stone. But I believe now is the time, and that's why we have a ministry that's going to be an after-school ministry, walking kids through life. And see, that's where we fail, is that we have a program, we have this, and we don't stay consistent with it. Because when they're young, they've got a certain set of problems and situations. They need to know they're loved, nurtured, affirmed, and then when they get to be young people, we think, well, they can run fast, they can catch the ball, they can do all this. And then we just kind of, and we get them in a group called a church, and we leave them.
Okay. Let me do this. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna do something to give you time to think about it. You know, I think if each one of you take 3 minutes, then that would be our dime for this day. That would be our dime for this day. Okay. And the question at hand is, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? I'm talking about. You can take it from the aspect of bringing us together. You can go directly to the youth. But the question at hand is, what do you have to offer in order to, to address the problem? What you're watching now, you're watching Gumbo Live, and we're going to call this part one of a series, and we don't know how many parts we're going to have. But I want to thank Dr. Ware for taking his time to come and be with us. I always told you that Gumbo Live, the objective is to be informative and to be fun. We enjoy what we do. And we need to inform you of the situation that is facing us as human beings. And I want to thank Coach Fleming and Eagle Rest for coming. I want to thank both of y'all for coming. And I want y'all to know that on TV, it's going to be on local TV, and it's going to be on YouTube. And y'all have committed. Look at that camera. Y'all have committed to come back, and we're going to address this problem as long as we need to address it. All right? Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ware. Thank you, Dr. Ware. Thank you for what you ever said. Now, which one do you want to go first? You got 3 minutes to tell us what you have to offer to address the situation. You use the word 911. You use the word tornado. So, all right, come on, Coach. Go ahead.
Well, we are beginning an after-school program for children, first grade and up. And we know that children who are below grade level reading, by the time they're in the 4th grade, if they're below the grade level reading, they're going to drop out of school. And so, and same with math. And so we have a mentoring, a tutoring program that we're going to establish 1st of October. I've already talked to the superintendent and to the teacher, to the principals, central staff, and they are excited about this, and they're going to recommend students who are under-resourced, who are below grade level reading, and who need that extra care.
Take some of your time and tell our listening audience how to get in touch with you, or if they have a desire for their children. Now.
It's a partnership with the parents and the child and us.
I understand that.
And so,
but if they want more information, They want to know. They want to know about costs. If they want to know about where you're located. Many things stop parents because of costs.
Well,
Tell them how to get in touch with you.
we are giving those kids that qualify, we're giving a scholarship. And they get mentoring, tutoring, they are involved in activities that they enjoy, and then there's some insurance, life insurance for the parents in case they die before the children graduate from college. There's medical exams, eye exams, dental exams, and those type things that basically it's like offering a kid a scholarship.
Okay. Tell them how to get in touch with you.
Gary Fleming, 334-695-6949, or Pastor G713 at att.net.
You need to say it again? Or you got it? You need to say that again so we can put it on the screen? We can do it
Say it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Gary Fleming, Fleming, at Pastor G713 at att.net, or my phone number is 334-695-6949. Our mailing address is P.O. Box 1102, Eufaula, Alabama, Eagles Rest Ministries.
And we're gonna leave a card here at the bread basket. If you couldn't get all that, for some reason we don't get it on the screen, we just come by the bread basket. That's what Tony said. I want to talk. I want a card that they left here that we heard on Gumbo Live. Dr. Ware, same to you, my dear brother.
Well, I appreciate your invite to Gumbo Live. As we forestated, we live in a fallen world, and our children is the most precious asset that we have.
Yes, sir.
So we must be concerned. Somebody must step up. We can't wait for the next generation to come.
That's right.
Because our adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. As we can see, this here, kills kids, killing kids. This is crisis. We're already at crisis, level, and we're losing our young people every day. Now, what we have to offer is, with our ministry, we have a ministry for young men. We actually, one of the slogans for our ministry is ministry for the whole man. So we have a boys to men's ministry that basically we've been working up to since we've been here, about 10 years now.
Okay.
And we are working now with young men and young women in a ministerial alliance that we have in Clayton. And when brother was talking, it sounded like he'd been in the room when we was talking. Because some of the same things, because they are needed, the tutoring,
sure.
Spending time with we working now on some place for them to play basketball. We're getting ready to maybe break ground for basketball, hoops.
Tell them how to get in touch with you. Skeeter, we're looking for you. I need to talk to you. I know you watch Gumbo Live, but I got some information today that I need to talk to you about. Tell them, Dr. Ware, how to get in touch with you.
Okay, well, we're especially working with young men right now in the jails and with Eastland Prison. We have a fatherhood workshop going, so we have information to help young men. And if you want to get in touch with me, our phone number is 334-370-3988. My home number is same area code 687-1355. If you want to get us on the internet, on the net, it's David Ware, lowercase, one word, David Ware, 5549 at att.net. David Ware at David Ware, 5549 at att.net. God bless you.
All right, you got that? Now, some more information that's going to be put on the screen for you is going to be for Higher Ground Ministry. Higher Ground Ministry is a ministry designed for the unchurched, Those of you who don't go nowhere to get no kind of word. The key is that we need to put the word in the folks.
Yes.
We need to put word in them. for anything to be effective. So, but anyway, all that information is available. Yes, sir. Come on.
I forgot the announcement about our Isaiah Bible Institute.
Okay.
We've been in business, I guess, about 18 years now, from New Jersey. And so the school will be opening this summer, the next semester in September. If anyone is interested in furthering their, Bible knowledge.
Okay. So when you hear Bible Institute, you think for preachers, but you're saying
No, it's just for preachers.
This for anybody.
Anyone who want to increase their Bible knowledge.
All right, very good. All right, very
You
good.
can reach us with the same address we gave.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ware. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much. You've been watching Gumbo Live. I want to give a great big thank you to the Bread Basket. I want to thank you, Mark. And Mark back together again, and we're here at the Bread Basket. And I always tell you, if you have any questions about anything that you ever see or hear on Gumbo Live, stop by the Bread Basket, write your question down, sign your name to it. If it's for Dr. Ware, I'll give it to him. If it's for Gary, I'll give it to him. Or Coach Fleming, I'll give it to him. If it's for me, then I'll answer. But we will get back to you and give you an answer. All right? Now, one of the things that I hope you heard that all three of us said is a partnership. So we're reaching out to the community and saying there's a place for you. Am I right by saying that?
Yeah.
Am I right by saying that?
Yeah, we need volunteers. We need people to help us.
Okay.
He support us.
All right.
He work.
And the sooner we come together, the sooner we can do something for our children. You've been watching Gumbo Live. What else say again?
We close with prayer.
Go ahead.
Our Father and our God, we thank you for this coming together. God, we are believing and trusting you because we know that all power really is in your hand.
Yes.
You have the power to move this situation forward. You understand the need. That's why we are here.
Yes.
We're here because of your purpose and your plan.
Yes.
Would you bless us now?
Yes.
Our brother Fleming, our brother Green, bless us and even add to the number.
Yes.
Those that can relate to what we are saying.
That's it.
Do this and we promise to give it in glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
The next time you need a haircut, think of the barber shop with a grand tradition. Williams Barbershop. Williams Barbershop, proud to serve the entire community of Eufaula. Come by to our new location, new facilities, and see what it's like to be treated in style at Williams Barbershop in the old JCPenney catalog store. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama, with one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith, licensed funeral director.